Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. Welcome all the new subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing because there is a lot of fun and interesting content coming up. A little bit introduction about myself. My name is Mohini. I come from Agra, Uttar Pradesh, that is in India. I'm currently living in Phoenix, Arizona. I have two kids. My son is 4.5 years old. My daughter is 4 months old. And if you are from Agra, I have roots in Rajasthan, Chandigarh. I lived in Noida for 5 years. I did my graduation 4 years from Chandigarh. I was born in Agra and married to a guy who is from Rajasthan, Ajmer, and I'm currently living in Arizona. So if you are from either of those places, please do leave a comment down here. I would love to connect with you. So that is how generally my weekend starts or my day starts. I wake up before my kids, before everybody else wakes up. It on weekend I woke up a little late. It's around 8 o'clock right now. But on weekdays I wake up early. I do my workout, prepare breakfast, and before starting my workout, I take warm water with lemon. I try to do my workouts before everybody else wakes up because after my kids are up, I want to spend my time with them. They need my attention almost all the time, and my husband is busy with work. So that is how I squeeze in my workout. My son, Athar, he is 4.5 years old, and my daughter, Meher, she is 4.5 months old, and they both need my attention, so I don't really get much time during the day. And I love walking. I The kind of energy and the kind of adrenaline rush you get after doing a good workout, I just really like it. So between the day, whenever I get time, I do try to squeeze in my 15 to 20 minutes of brisk walking so that I can get my heart rate up, and it also helps with anxiety and it keeps you so relaxed. So, if you have been thinking about starting a workout, walking, brisk walking especially, is very good. This treadmill was given to me by my husband because it gets really hot during summers in Arizona. I was not able to go out for walking. So he gifted me this. I got it from Amazon and it was around $350. And for me, it is a really good investment. I mean, whenever I have 15-20 minutes, I just get on the treadmill and try to walk. And it really, keeps me active throughout the day. So you guys must be wondering, why am I doing my workout in slippers and that dress? Well, the reason is that after preparing the breakfast and having my morning lemon water, I did not have time to change, and anytime now my kids will wake up and I won't get time to work out. So as soon as I finished preparing my breakfast, I hopped on the treadmill and I'm trying to squeeze in about 30 to 40 minutes of brisk walking. So I did not want to waste time on putting on shoes and dress. I know that's the right thing to do, but once in a while it's fine. When I don't get time, I just hop on it with my slippers and try to squeeze in my workout. About the free pizza. 2 months back, we moved into this apartment and they gave us a lot of coupons for pizzas, car service, food, salon, threading, waxing, lot of free coupons. So this is the first time we are actually availing any of those coupons. I still have a lot of coupons sitting. These are luxury apartments and I love how good resident programs are over here. Right now we are on our way to get a free pizza. We got a coupon when we moved into this apartment around 2 months back, and they sent us a free pizza coupon.
Yeah, this my car looks amazing.
Yes, it does. He says his car looks amazing. So we are going to get. We are on our way to get a free pizza. We ordered it from. We got a coupon for Barrow's Pizza. So this is the first time we're gonna try it. Let's see how it is. Whenever I get a chance to go out in this lockdown, I never say no. We are just going to pick it up. We'll order it there only. It's either takeout or dine in. Online order was not there, so we have to go in and order it. So I don't mind a little car ride in this lockdown. It is a very good way to have a change, and also kids enjoy a lot. We don't get out of the car, we just enjoy the scenery. So we have reached at Barrow's Pizza, and my husband asked me to go and order. He wanted to sit in the car with the kids, and I wanted to go out. So I'll go and order our pizza. So now we are going back to home where we'll enjoy our pizza. So that is how we got our free pizza. And about my last grocery haul, I showed you guys how I bought insane amounts of dry fruits, and I told you I was going to make a snack from it. So now is the time to show you guys because I made it over the weekend. They are dry fruits balls. I roasted wheat flour and oats flour in a pan until they were golden brown. After that, I sauteed all the dry fruits on a medium low flame in clarified butter, that is ghee. And when they were aromatic and they cooled down, I grinded them in a mixer and I mixed it with the roasted wheat flour, roasted oats flour, and all the dry fruits crumbled together. And I just made them into balls. Guys, they are so good. I put lot of raisins and lot of dates in it, so it has absolutely no refined or white sugar. It's completely sugarless. Only dates and raisins are giving the sweetness. They are so good for sweet cravings, and at the same time they do not have any sugar. So if you get time, do try these. They are so healthy, so good. Even kids will enjoy these. It has all the dry fruits, walnuts, pecans, almonds, cashews, pistachios. I put all whatever dry fruit I could get my hands on. And then I also put raisins, dates, and one more dry fruit for sweetness. I'm not able to recall the name. But in Hindi, it is called chwara. I will, if I get the name, I will definitely mention it in the description. So basically, all the dry fruits roasted, grinded with the and mixed with wheat flour and oat flour. It is also roasted and bind them into balls, and you can keep them in the refrigerator. They are very healthy. Do try it. It's Sunday night and my daughter just went to sleep, and I didn't feel like making anything in the kitchen because it was a very long day. We did a little bit family photo shoot. I'll include some pictures in the end, and also we took some pictures for us for my daughter's passport. So today whole thing we were doing that, and it was very tiring. I went to gym in the morning and cooking and taking care of the house, so I did that. So I just did not feel like doing the meal prep for the week, but I did have a helper who is doing that for me because he also wanted a little bit of change, so he offered to do it. And that little helper, not exactly, but that helper is my husband. He said that he will help me with the meal prep, and he came in. So currently he's making dough. Let me show you guys if he allows me to. Here he is making the dough. We generally make 3 parts of dough because I freeze 2 of them, and two we use it for one we use it for the next day, and 2 parts I freeze it in the freezer. So currently he's making the dough, and he will also make the spinach dough after that, which my son eats. It's the only way to make him eat spinach. So let me show you guys how we make the spinach dough, and I will also show you how I pack this dough in the freezer for the rest of the week. Making 3 parts out of it. 2 parts will go in the freezer. I have the freezer bags here, right here, and I have this plastic wrap from Winco. So he will be loosely packing these in the plastic wrap, and then I'll be putting them in the freezer bags in the freezer. And the third part, I will keep it in my dish, other container in which I generally keep my dough. So let me go and take that out. I had this sitting in the freezer. I froze it on 9th April. These are beans, the black eyed peas. I boiled them, strained them, make sure the water was completely out of them, and I froze them. So tomorrow for probably breakfast I will be making this dry stir fry of black eyed peas. And then I had this mutton which I made like 2 weeks back. I didn't put a date on it because I remember when we made it and I was planning to eat it this week. So generally I eat my mutton with chapati. It tastes really good. I know mutton and rice is a classic combination, but I like to eat my mutton with chapati. It tastes really good. That is why I'm making the chapati dough now itself, because tomorrow with the kids and my son's school and taking care of my daughter, I know in the morning I'm not gonna get any time. I'm just gonna do the basic speed cooking which I always do and try to spend my time with them and take care of other things around the house which are still pending from the weekend. Yes, the pending cleanup, folding the laundry, and there are a lot of other things that I need to do. So that is my plan for tomorrow. And in the coming week also, probably I will be using most of my freezer stash only so that I can keep the household chores running, and at the same time I can take care of the kids, because my husband will be in the office calls working from home. He will be locked up in the room and I will be alone with the kids. And my daughter is still very young. She's like 4.5 months right now, and she still needs my attention all the time. So I want to enjoy my time with her, and I keep using my freezer meals which I make, like, whenever I get a chance I make a freezer meal and just pop it in the freezer, and I use it whenever I can, whenever I want to have a relaxing day. So let me show you guys how I'm packing those chapati dough. As you can see, he already packed one, loosely pack it. Now he's going to put it in this Ziploc freezer bag. For chapati doughs I always reuse my Ziploc freezer bags because they are fine from inside, because the dough is in the plastic wrap. So I always reuse them. I just cut the date and put a new one on them. Seriously, I mean, since we have started using the freeze dough, we start putting our dough in the fridge. The freezer dough will be so fresh when you make chapatis with them, that we just stopped keeping our dough in the fridge at all. We just pop it in the freezer whenever we get time. And if I want to make chapatis tomorrow, I just take the dough out at night and keep it in the fridge to thaw. You can even, just in the morning during breakfast time, you can just keep it and leave it on the counter, and that is also good enough to thaw. And the chapatis, we are North Indians, and whether the chapati is made out of a fresh dough or not so fresh dough, we can easily figure it out. Trust me, since I started doing that, the chapatis are as good as fresh. So if you guys are really struggling with making dough every day, and you're not able to cope up with the cooking, and cooking is taking too much time, you can start doing that. It is highly recommended. But whatever the curry item will be, it freezes really well, so I generally freeze them. And chapati doughs are my new thing that I freeze them all the time. I'm just building a big stash, and they are so convenient for my cooking and just putting food on the table quickly. Fresh home cooked food, full course meal on the table. So highly recommended. If you guys have not tried this, do try it. Start freezing your doughs, and trust me, the time spent in the kitchen will be much less, and you will start enjoying your cooking much more. So as you can see, these two doughs are going in the freezer, and this is my dough for tomorrow, and this will go in the fridge right now. For tomorrow it is fine, we'll just consume the entire thing by tomorrow. And this mutton for lunch, and this is for breakfast. So basically I can say that the full day meal prep is done for tomorrow, and I can just simply sit and relax and enjoy my time with the kids. So now my husband is gonna get started on making the spinach dough. That spinach dough, primarily my son will be eating. My husband doesn't eat the spinach dough, only me and my son will eat it. My son is a picky eater. It is very difficult to include greens in his food. That is one way to include spinach in his food. I make a spinach dough for him, and I freeze the spinach dough as well, so that I can keep on circulating it. It is a very good way to include greens, especially if your kid is a picky eater. Just include them in their dough, and if they like to eat chapatis, you can include them in the dough. or you can just make a puree and mix it in the rice and give it to them. That is how I do with my son. So I'll show you how we are making the spinach dough. I will directly grind the baby spinach after washing it in the grinder. I don't blanch it because I will mix the puree in the chapati dough, and anyways it is going to get cooked on the pan when I'm making the chapati. So I don't blanch it and then grind it. I just directly grind it. It is much easier and faster, and I don't see any difference. So yeah, he is grinding it. I think it needs some water, so he's gonna put some water in it. So that is how my husband comes and helps me with the meal prep on the Sunday night. Today we had a very, very busy day because we had our family photo shoot. We took some family pictures. I did a 4 month more photo shoot for my daughter. Then also we took pictures for her passport photo. I know it sounds very less, but trust me, with two kids that young, doing these many pictures is a tough job. Setting up home, setting up light, setting up the tripod, and trying to get some few pictures with them, it's really tough. I will add some pictures at the end of the video so you guys can check it out. I mean, they're young, so I would say they just came out fine. I'm happy because I want to, I have a habit of frequently taking our family pictures. I love doing family pictures. And their kids sometimes they cooperate, sometimes they don't, but I'm really happy with how they came out. They're very candid pictures and I love them. So, and he always comes out to help whenever he sees me working alone in the kitchen. And that is how we also spend our quality time together. We chit chat, and I will be having my glass of wine. He also will be having his glass of wine, and we'll talk. And he'll also do some meal prep, and I'll also do some meal prep, and we jointly work and manage the kitchen. So spinach, mixing spinach is the dough in the dough. It's really good if you're trying to make your kids eat greens. I also make beetroot dough. I I boil some lentils and I crush them and I mix them also in the dough to make my son eat them. Basically, he's a picky eater. I mean, if he doesn't like what he sees, he doesn't eat it. So I will be doing the same thing which I did with the other dough. I will divide it into three parts. One part I will keep it for tomorrow, and the other two parts I'm gonna freeze it. So I have divided into three parts. Two parts I have packed, which will go in the freezer, and the other part will go in the fridge, which I will make chapatis tomorrow. My husband was making the spinach dough. I made these potato fry. We will generally eat it with the chapatis, but I will crush them and put it in the paratha of my son. It is a spinach paratha stuffed with potato. It's like a complete meal for him, and it's a mess-free meal as well. I don't separate the curry with the chapati. I just stuff the curry inside the chapati and give it to him. So as I told you guys that I'll crush them and put them in his paratha. So here again my husband is making it. Yes, my husband is making it because this is how he likes to get involved, and he really likes cooking for the kids and for me. I make the curry, but he insists on making chapatis because he says that he wants to learn to make good chapatis like me. So here he's making the parathas. He's still learning, but yeah, he wants to do it. So, good for me. I take my rest. So here the spinach paratha stuffed with potatoes is ready for my son, and this he's going to eat. Bite-sized pieces with a pizza cutter so that it is easier for him to tear it off, grab it, and eat it. It's easier for him, and I feel that whenever I cut it properly, he eats well. So now it's done. Now I'm gonna take this to him and he is going to enjoy it. Clips that I included from Monday to show you guys that how I am making him eat his vegetables and greens. And this is the clip from the Monday how my meal prep helped me the next day in preparing food quickly. So that is how I take my break from the kitchens, because last week I was doing a lot of cooking, and this week, especially tomorrow, I do not want to come into the kitchen much because I'm at my burnt out level. So that is how I take my breaks from the cooking, and also avoid the outside food. On and off freezer meals, I do it so that, once in a while, whenever I want, I can take a break from the kitchen. So if you like my idea of freezer meals, taking break from the kitchen and at the same time avoiding the junk food and keeping, making the kids eat healthy, making your family eat healthy, do subscribe to my channel, because I have a lot of other ideas coming up how you can avoid the outside food and also have a good and healthy food without much effort at home. So guys, if you like my idea, do subscribe my channel and hit the notification bell, and there is a lot of fun content coming up.